Hello? Hare Srinivasa Sundar. I think you're on mute.
My sincere apologies for the delay.
No problem, no
There
problem.
was some connectivity issue that we've been facing.
I'm sure.
And we are connecting. I hope the audience audio is clear.
Absolutely fine.
You're able to, without any interruption, you're able to hear me.
Yes,
Please,
absolutely.
if there's an issue, I'll correct it.
People are still joining, and we'll just give it another minute or two.
Sure.
I think we should make a start, Sundar.
Sure.
In the interest
Perfect.
of time, Hare
Yeah.
Srinivasa. Welcome to our next series of discourses by our Sundarji. Thank you, Sundarji, for accepting our invite and being a very auspicious day in the coming days, 30th of April. I thought perhaps it will be a very useful discourse on the benefits of Akshaya Tritiya and how the Gandha Lepana happens and why is it done to Raghavendra Swami and other things. So quite a few of them have joined this session to listen to this. And of course, we are recording as well, just in case if people have missed it. So over to you, Sundarji. And do you have anything to present or is it just?
Yes. I have something to present.
Okay.
Mainly a placeholder.
Sure.
But let's get started. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Narayanaya Paripurna Gunarnamaya. Vishwodaya Sthitalayo Niyati Pradaya. Gnana Pradaya Vibudhasara Saukya Dukha. Satkaranaya Vitataya Namo Namaste. Yonta Pravishya Mama Vacha Bimam Pratuktam. Sanjeevayatyakila Shakti Dharaswadhamna. Anyam Chastacharana Shamanatvagadin. Pradhan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam. Good evening to all of you. We are indeed in the beginning of, from tomorrow, what will be known as the Vaishakha Masa. The month of Vaishakha is full of festivals and great opportunities for us to perform the sadhana in many ways. Rarely will you find a single month where so many festivals, so many auspicious days are all coming together. And the moment you think about Vaishakha Masa, two things which, or rather I should say three things which everybody will be aware of. One is the famous Akshaya Tritiya. The second one is Narasimha Jayanti. And the third one is Veda Vyasa Jayanti. But many people would probably also know that Akshaya Tritiya is also Parashurama Jayanti. So in a single month, we have three Jayantis or Avatara Kala of Sri Hari himself. So it is indeed a very auspicious month. And specifically, if you look at the Panchanga, you will see how many things coincide and converge onto the Akshaya Tritiya day. So it's indeed a very, very, very special day. And it is important that we understand the significance of Akshaya Tritiya, as well as what we should be doing, what are the observances that one should have on that day. And I'm glad that this program has been fixed a couple of days in advance, so that people get enough time to get prepared on what is to be done. Rather than learn it on the day and then realize that maybe we could have done this had we known earlier. So it's very thoughtful of Sri Hari and Pranav and everybody who was involved to organize this, to do it a few days in advance. So when we look at the what makes Akshaya Tritiya indeed very special is first of all, I think Srihari, if you can give me the rights to present it.
Yeah, I've just done that.
Okay.
Are you able to present, Sundar?
Yeah. Are you able to see it now?
Yes, yes. The slides are coming up.
Okay. So I'm used this slide more as a placeholder so that I don't miss so many things that happen on this auspicious day. So Akshaya Tritiya is it is something which is a part of the Vaishakha Masa. The Vaishakha month itself is very, very pious. It's very sacred. It gives us multifarious opportunities to actually pray to God. Now, there is no month which is auspicious and another month being inauspicious. And there is no day in the calendar which is inauspicious. But there are certain days which carry a significant carry a significance, basically giving us an opportunity to perform sadhana at a higher level. Now, why do we need this? Why do we need these special days as celebrations? Is that if you look at the Sanatana Dharma, it is full of various opportunities to have a positive frame of mind. Time when we are all together, the whole family comes together, the day on which all of us pray to God. I think that's the most important thing. When we all sit and pray to God together, and we use this event to leverage and do other things like dana and also prayer to God. So if you look at it, the whole calendar is full of these opportunities. So it starts right from the Chaitra Masa, from Yugadi day, and every month thereon and every day there is something or the other where we use it as an accelerator to our sadhana. So the Vaishakha month is special when you have the Vishakha Nakshatra, is one of the stars, as you know, actually falls on a Paurnami. That is the start of the Vaishakha Masa. So in this Masa, in Vaishakha Masa, the Paurnami will have the Vishakha Nakshatra. That is why it is called Vaishakha Masa. So here, what is the significance of the Vaishakha month? And that has got a very direct bearing on why we do the Gandhalepana on Shri Raghavendra Swamiji's Vrindavana. Is that this month is Agni Pradhana. That means this month is the peak of the summer season and heat in India. Indian subcontinent, this month is indeed very, very warm. Every part of the country is the temperature really soars. And you can expect that in most parts of the country, in the month of Vaishakha, which actually is roughly coinciding with the month of May itself, this time is something which is the hottest month and the warmest period in the calendar. And therefore, which brings us to the third point, which is the sandalwood that we use, or the chandana paste which is done, is actually a coolant. If one applies the sandalwood, of course, after offering to God on themselves, then it immediately brings down the temperature, the body heat, and helps us remain away from all kinds of challenges like dryness of the skin, many skin related diseases, also dehydration, and several other issues that one typically faces during summer. It is also because the body temperature comes down, and it is at a normal level. Even the level of digestion is maintained. Otherwise, it's very common for people to be having stomach and digestion related issues during this month. So sandalwood, now, in our tradition, as you know, we don't consume anything all directly. We always offer it to God and then we consume it. The reason is that nothing is ours, everything belongs to Him. And the story behind this is Chaturmukha Brahmadevaru, what he did was that he took his whole creation, his whole Brahmanda that he had created, and offered it to God. As soon as he created everything he created, he just offered it to God. Now, what happened as a consequence of that was there was nothing left for anybody else to offer. Right? He has offered the whole universe. What is left? Nothing. So everyone went to him and said, look, if we have to offer something to God, it has already been offered. So it is not a Naivedya, for example. It is already offered. So it will become Nirmalya. That means it's already taken away from that. So it becomes Prasada, it won't become Naivedya. So Chaturmukha Brahma, out of his sheer compassion towards everyone, said, okay, I have offered it once, but you have the opportunity to offer it once more. And God, being even kinder than that, said, I will accept it as a fresh offering. Now look at God's kindness. Everything that has been created by around us has been created by Lord Brahma. We are offering what Lord Brahma has created to God. God is accepting that. Second thing, even when Brahma created it, it was Lord Vishnu who gave him the power and energized him to create this whole universe. Despite that, again, Lord Narayana is kind enough to say that, okay, even if you have offered the work done by someone else, I'm still prepared to accept it as something that you have offered. So this is the level of kindness that our gods, especially Sri Hari and Chaturmukha Brahma, have on us. So this sandalwood that is there is something which is offered to God, and then we accept it as His prasada. So you must be wondering. I think we have spoken about it earlier. We have also made a YouTube video. We've also made an Instagram reel on this. Many people think, what is Gopi Chandana? Gopi Chandana is nothing but the gandha or the sandalwood paste, which was offered by the Gopikas to Krishna in Dwarika. And you can imagine, it is the entire seashore is full of this Gopi Chandana. So you can imagine how much of Gopi Chandana was actually offered, or the Chandana was offered to God. And whatever Krishna accepted it and left behind is called Gopi Chandana. That is why you would see that Gopi Chandana is not offered to God. We don't use Gopi Chandana and put it on the deity or on the Saligrama or anywhere else. However, when we put it on and offer it to the other gods. For example, we would have seen the Raghavendra Swami, this Vrindavana, or Hanuman's deity. we offer this Gopi Chandana because it is something which is a Nirmalya or something that has already been offered to God. So the sandalwood that we offer to God, the significance of that is that the sandalwood is something which is very dear to God. It is something that God has said, I like it a lot because of its fragrance. Now, one may think, oh, so God is also, fond of a few things, looks like. God is not fond of anything. He is absolutely neutral. It makes no difference to him about how things are. But what he appreciates are two things, that simply because I said I liked it, my devotees are coming and offering it to me with so much love, right? That is why, yeah, he blesses them specially. Second thing, typically when you are sitting for any prayer, it is desirable to have a pleasant fragrance around you. Now, as all of us know, sandalwood has a very, very unique fragrance, and it has got a very mild fragrance, but it's strong enough to, catch anybody's attention, and it creates a spiritual environment around us, whether it is burnt as an incense stick or it is offered as a paste to God along with the other ingredients. So the sandalwood paste is extracted from the sandalwood is then mixed with several other things like kesari or the saffron leaves, and then it is mixed with the pachakarpura and a few other ingredients, and then it is offered to God. Now, it is common practice to offer it to God, not because God needs it, because we need it. And we offer its spiritual value goes up several folds. So the Raghavendra Brindavana is also an abode of God. So one may think, how is that? It is Raghavendra Swamiji who is there, but why do we bring in God? The mantra in Mantralaya, I think some of you would definitely know this. There are 1,200 Saligrama Shilas which have been consecrated along with Sri Raghavendra Swamiji's in the Vrindavana. So when Sri Raghavendra Swamiji entered the Vrindavana, all of us know that it is a Sajiva Vrindavana Pravesha. These saligramas, the Lakshmi Narayana saligrama, which is a very special saligrama, not easy to find it, it's a rare one. He got 1,200 of them, and when he entered the saligrama, he had instructed that after he enters it, 1,200 saligramas are kept on top of within the Brindavana itself. And on top of that, it is filled with the holy mud, which we later call the Mritika. Now, this whole process was done to ensure that anybody who comes and prays in Mantralaya, we might wonder why there is such an astonishing fruit that we get. Everybody who goes with any desire gets his desire fulfilled. We may get that question. The simple answer to that is Sri Raghavendra Swamiji. So, if there are 12 saligramas in one place, like one can have many saligramas. So if there are 12 saligramas in one place, it is equivalent to a Tirtha Kshetra. So the Mantralaya, the Vrindavana, has got 1,200 saligramas. That means it is equivalent to 100 Tirtha Kshetras together. So you can imagine the collective power of Sri Raghavendra Swamiji inside the Vrindavana, the saligramas on top of that, and then there is the deity of Hanuman, and on top of that we have Lakshmi Narasimha deity which is established there. So you can imagine how powerful this whole the divine structure of the Vrindavana is. That is why it is said that that's why it's called a Mantralaya, that mantra siddhi kshetra. That means whatever Sri Raghavendra Swamiji has decided to give comes because of this unique power that is there in Mantralaya. So Gandhalepana is done to the Vrindavana because there is during this period there is a lot of heat, and this is a big coolant and a hydrant. That is from a physical perspective. And from a spiritual perspective, the Gandhalepana is done specially because on this day, as we will see later, it is a very pious and a very sacred day on which the gods have decided to give special fruits to anybody who does dana of Gandha to other people as well. So we'll come to the dana portion after this, because that's a fairly long list. Now this, when we look at this, the month of the Vaishakha Masa, it is, as we have said, the meaning of the Vaishakha Masa is that it is a Agni Pradhana. Also, it is because the Vaishakha star is on the day of the Paurnami. Now, last thing, when you look at the Vaishakha Masa, you will, when you read the details about the month of Vaishakha, what you see is that this is a month which is very, very famous or very, very popular for the Snana Vidhi. That means in this month, every day, getting up very early, waking up early in the morning and performing a snana. So one may think every day we take a bath. So what is the difference between a tirtha snana and a normal bath? Is that a tirtha snana is always done with a sankalpa. I'll be happy to share what sankalpa or the narration that we do before the start of any activity, talking about why we are doing this activity and offering it to God. It's like a start of a speech, or it is like an oath-taking ceremony before somebody assumes office. It is something like that. So every day in the morning earlier, we used to go and we sign and register and start the day. So it's something like that. It is way of tuning our mind that we are now getting into a spiritual activity. So this snana is nothing but a tirtha snana. So there is a certain sankalpa one needs to recite, a short one. It takes about a minute and a half to say that, and then we get into the actual of taking the bath again with a set of stotras. So if you go and follow our Instagram channel, we have actually given the stotras that have to be recited during any taking bath on any day. So that those have, when they are completed, then it becomes a tirtha snana. Otherwise, it will just be a bath. It becomes a physical activity. If you want to convert this physical activity into a spiritual activity, that is how we will do it. So this is the overall significance of the Vaishakha Masa. Now, coming to the Akshaya Tritiya. So each day, as I said, is a festival. Tritiya, that means the third day of the month of Vaishakha, is called the Akshaya Tritiya. Now, the first significance of this, of the Treta Yugadi, is that it is the start of the Treta Yuga. So now we have recently celebrated the Chandramana Yugadi or the Sauramana Yugadi. Either way, both of them signify the start in this Yuga of the Kali Yuga. But the Treta Yugadi started, or the Treta Yuga started on Akshaya Tritiya. So it is a Yugadi for that Yuga. And we still celebrate it because it is still the start of a very, very great period. So Treta Yugadi is when we do this. Now, the other thing, this is very, very highly recommended activity, and I would really urge all of you to participate in this, is that it is the dana or the donations that we give to people at this time. Now, dana is a very, very potent and powerful way of overcoming a lot of challenges that we have. It helps us tide over several sorrows, several difficulties, simply because we are, we are donating something out of a goodwill to someone else. So in the Vaishakha Masa, apart from the Snana, there is also the Dana program which is there. And during this month, what is typically to be given as Dana, I made a very long list of the activities. If you can give this as a donation to the others, it has got fruits which are 1,000 times more powerful than more. It will give 1,000 times more fruits than what it will during a normal period of time. So you can see from the list, they're all things which will help people tide over the warm weather which is there. Super hot weather which is there in India and many other tropical countries. This is very difficult period for people to tide over. So typically, giving as charity something like a footwear or a fan. It could, now I made it a fan because nowadays nobody uses the manual fan, but an electric fan or an umbrella which people can use because of the heat. Giving water, donating water So one may have water, but the fact is, in some places, water is not available, especially in places of pilgrimage. So giving water at that time, fruit juices which help you nourish, buttermilk is very highly recommended because it's an excellent hydrant. Similarly, grapes and other seasonal fruits like mango are again very, very highly recommended. Saffron, donating sandalwood. Similarly, tender coconut, rasayana, cucumber, or water, water rich, which is curd rice, which is again something which helps to cool our body. So all these things can be given as dana. Very, very highly recommended. Now, I understand some of you may be in another country and may not be able to do this, but you can definitely make a symbolic donation to an institution which can then give this away. Or you can, the best part of our of the Sanatana Dharma is, they say that if you just do the sankalpa or just pledge that you will give these things as donation, that is good enough. God will recognize that. And when you get an opportunity to come to India or to meet people who to whom you can give this, and they who which is useful to them, because there's no point in giving something to people who probably will not find the use of this. So if you want to do it through that, that is also fine. Or if you know someone whom who can then give it on your behalf, even that is a great thing to do. It helps a lot of people, and very importantly, gives all of us the phala of having given this donation. So this is the Akshaya Tritiya significance. It is the Treta Yugadi, and from a Puranic perspective, it is that day on which Lord Indra defeated Bali Chakravarti. He defeats Bali Chakravarti. As we know, Bali Chakravarti would have grown extremely strong. He conquers all the levels of the heaven, and finally, it is Vamana who then transforms himself to Trivikrama, who then ensures that Bali is defeated, and he pushes him down into the Adholoka, again as a blessing only, not as a suffering. We have, I think, discussed this before. And then uh, Indra then regains his power. All the gods, they realize that though Indra has won over the Bali Chakravarti, he still doesn't have that luster. He doesn't have that knowledge, and he doesn't have the mantra power that he had earlier. So they all go and ask Brahmaji what should they be doing. And Brahma then advises all the gods through Narada that they should go and give this dana to everybody on this Akshaya Tritiya day. So it is a special day in even for which even the gods were waiting to arrive and then be able to give dana. So you can imagine how precious this dana doing the dana during this period is considered as per our scriptures. Now, other thing is, now the question is, why is it called Akshaya? Because again, Lord Narayana decided that whatever is done during this period is called Akshaya, right? So it let it become Akshaya. That means it becomes unlimited. So something which is very, very small, very, very virtually inconsequential in many ways can become Akshaya. It can become infinite, provided it is given as a dana during this period. So if you want to take up studies, so let me come to the other things. If you look at a performing any ritual, which is housewarming ceremony, it could be performing the Aksharabhyasa, or it could be performing the Upanayana, or it could be performing the marriage on this particular day, that's Akshaya Tritiya. You don't have to check whether it is auspicious, the star is right, the day is right, etc. Too much importance doesn't have to be given to that, because on this particular day, the Akshaya Tritiya day, all the stars are very, very auspiciously aligned. So you want to start anything during this period. It could be start of a new venture. It could be start of a study of a new grantha. It could be anything that you want to make a fresh start about. Akshaya Tritiya is the day on which you should start this. And it is believed that whatever happens on this Akshaya Tritiya, whatever you start will become Akshaya. That means it will become infinite, it will become indestructible, and it will multiply several fold. So, what are the people, what one should do? Snana, as we have discussed, japa, that is any kind of meditative recitation, chanting, swadhyaya, that means studies of the shastras, most important. Then pitru tarpana, anybody who is a adhikari should perform the tarpana of their ancestors. And lastly, the dana. So you have to give the dana on this day. All these things will become akshaya. So all this, I will share the shloka after this session. You can read that from the Vamana Purana. And Gandhalepana, again, coming back to this, is very, very auspicious. So just a small input, I think all of you would know this. This Gandhalepana is not to be done only for Sri Raghavendra Swamiji's Vrindavana. This is done for all the deities of which are there. Of course, it has become quite a famous activity that Akshaya Tritiya, on Akshaya Tritiya day, it is also done for Raghavendra Swamiji's Vrindavana. But this is done uniformly in for other deities as well. So Gandhalepana is done. The next thing is, I think the significance of Akshaya Tritiya, as I said, is the Parashurama Jayanti. This is the day on which Sri Parashurama incarnated and as a son of Jamadagni. So he was born to Jamadagni, and he, as we know, Srimad Madhvacharya says it very nicely in Dashavatara Sthiti, Avijita Kunrupati. He killed all the evil and bad kings who were creating a ruckus in this world. So, and all of them had the blessings of Chaturmukha Brahma. So there was no way they could have been killed by anybody else. So Sri Vishnu then takes the form of Parshurama, and then he circulates around and goes round and round the earth 21 times and kills all the evil kings. The very fact that he did not kill uh, kings like Janaka and Dasharatha clearly meant that he didn't want to kill everybody or all the Kshatriyas. He only wanted to kill those evil people who were spreading adharma around that. So that is the role of Parashurama Jayanti. So this Parashurama Jayanti is actually to be Arghya, like we give the Krishna Arghya in the midnight, or Rama Arghya in the during the day, that is around the Abhijin Muhurta, that is around 12 o'clock in the morning. Parashurama Jayanti actually falls in the evening. So if somebody can remain on a fast and perform the Devara Puja like the way we do every day in the evening, that is even more auspicious. So that is how you recite the Vishnu Sahasrama. It has got a very special significance of the on the Parashurama Jayanti. So the other thing which is very unique to this year is that the Rohini Buddha Yoga, that means the Rohini star, it falls on the Buddha, that means on Wednesday. It is considered to be extremely pious in the Vaishakha month. Fortunately for us, that has happened this year. So the spiritual quality of this Akshaya Tritiya is a rare one, and it has happened this year. So let us make the best use of Akshaya Tritiya this year. It is indeed a very, very special occasion every year, but this year it is even more special. And lastly, and I'll conclude with this, Akshaya Tritiya is also called Ananta Tritiya. The Akshaya and Ananta are synonyms in Shastra. In Ananta, by calling it Ananta in the Vamana Purana again, it has been signified that whatever we do multiplies several folds. That is why it is called Ananta. But I will take a pause here and open it for question and answers. But there is one more thing I will share with you after we finish the Q and answer, question answer. Now we all came to know that Akshaya Tritiya is there and we have to celebrate it. But I will also tell you and share a secret how you can perform Akshaya Tritiya every day. Every single day, how do we perform Akshaya Tritiya? That means whatever we do, the fruits of that multiplies Akshaya Tritiya. And we have an opportunity to do it every day. So I'll take a pause and answer that question after the question and answer. Over to you, Srihari, if there are any questions.
Thank you, Sundarji. Anybody have any questions? You can come out of the mute or you can raise the hand and we can have some Q&A session. But it's been a very insightful session, Sundarji. Thank you so much. And just to remind all the listeners on this call, we've been doing Akshaya Tritiya at our Raghavendra Swami Matha in London for the last 9 years. So every year we are doing Gandalepana. And this year also we will be doing Gandalepana on 30th of April. So please do come, visit the Matha, take the blessings of Raghavendra Swami on this auspicious day. And as Sundarji said, any dana you want to do, please do it on that day. So many of them will be attending and visiting Raghavendra Swami Matha. So you'll have plenty of people coming. So please come and do any dana if you wish to. Thank you. Any questions from anybody, or I think we can, if you have one more slide, Sundarji, we can go for it and we can conclude perhaps.
Sure. So I will tell you the reason. Yeah, I think there is a question. Is there a
No,
question?
it just says, can you please kindly, that's it. I don't know what can you please kindly say the gist of session? He joined late. The Bantu, we will be uploading this session on YouTube, so we will share the link. So as soon as we upload it to YouTube, we will share the link and you can go through the entire session in detail at your convenience.
So I told you, how can we perform Akshaya Tritiya every day? Of course, Akshaya Tritiya is a special day and we should make the best of it. But we can also perform Akshaya Tritiya every day. And the way it has been explained in the Harikatamritsara comes from Dvadasha Stotra or Sriman Madhvacharya. He says Akshayam karma yasmin pare swarpitam, right? And prakshayam yati dukkhani and namataha aksharo yojaraha sarvadevamritaha kukshigam yasya vishwam sada jadikam prinayamo vasudevam devata mandala akhanda mandalam. So this is the beauty and of God, that he, whatever work that we perform, whatever action we take, whatever karma we perform, all of that, if we offer it to God, he accepts it and makes it and converts it into an infinite form. So it's not a transactional relationship that we have with God. So if that was the case, he should have evaluated, what is this person giving me, and giving us fruits based only on that. But what God gives us is infinite times as much as what we give him. Second thing, whenever we talk about any transaction, there has to be a gainer, there has to be a loser, or someone who is giving it and somebody who is gaining something. But in both the transaction, typically a person will give only as much as he's going to gain. Now look at the funny thing about the transaction we are having with God. God does not need anything at all from us. And we have to gain everything from him, including our sustenance. So therefore, it is not a transaction. So we should never have a transactional relationship with God, because for him, this transaction doesn't mean anything. He is doing it out of sheer kindness to us. Imagine we offer him things which are incomplete, which are imperfect, which are not adequate. And on top of that, he doesn't need it. Yet, he accepts it, saying, my devotee has given it with all the devotion, all the love. So I will accept it. And what will I give it to him in return? Something which is Akshaya. That means it is given infinite times. So therefore, that is the fruit of on Akshaya Tritiya day also. So whatever fruits you are getting on Akshaya Tritiya, we have the opportunity to get that every day. So let's start the day with the pledge that today, whatever we are doing it in service of God. And at the end of the day, offer whatever we have done, or the fruits of whatever we have done, on the feet of the Lord, and request him to accept it. And he takes that and he makes it Akshaya. So we have the opportunity to celebrate Akshaya Tritiya every single day. But let us do it on the 30th of this month. as per the calendar in India, that's the date. I don't know whether it is different in other parts of the world this time, because sometimes I see it is shifting by a day or two because of the time zone differences, as well as the calendar having been rewritten for those countries as well. So with these words, I wanted to thank all of you for being here and attending this session. It was meant to be a short session. And here are our contact details. I will share more of this. I think I shared that with Srihari as well. So if you want to join our Instagram channel, it has got many of these details we have already discussed. So please follow us because only when you follow, we are able to automatically give you all the stotras that we have mentioned. So there are more than 400 uploads of different reels that we have made that explains the significance of many of the rituals and activities that we perform throughout the year. You can also watch many of this content on Madhvacharya for the Youth YouTube content. So Ataha Madhvacharya for the Youth, if you just search, you will find a lot of these videos that are there, including the series on Vishnu Sahasranama. It has been posted there. Now, I just wanted to conclude that one of the very special things that is said at the time of this uh, of the Vaishakha Masa, and especially in Akshaya Tritiya, is the fact that you have to take a bath, a holy bath or a holy dip in probably one of the most, not one of the most sacred rivers of all of in the entire world. I think everybody on this call will know what I'm referring to. It is the Ganga. And today I'm very blessed, and I must say, very thankful to God that I got the opportunity to share a little bit of what I know sitting on the banks of Ganga River. Right now, I'm at Rishikesh, just about, what shall I say, 5 meters away from the Ganga River. So on this auspicious note, thanks again for the opportunity, and I hope you found this information useful. Back to you, Srihari.
Thank you so much, Sundarji. It's been extremely delighted to hear back your discourse and also extremely insightful as well. Of course, we have been doing Akshaya Tritiya, but we didn't know the reason and why we have to do and the benefits of it, which you explained very clearly today. And as I said to all the listeners, we are doing it on 30th of April in London, Rayamata. So please do come, bring your family as well, and take the blessings and seek the blessings of Guru Raghavendra Swami on that auspicious day. On that note, we will conclude this discourse. Thank you so much. Hare Srinivasa.
Yeah, Srihari, one small thing. Sorry,
Sure.
I missed sharing something. With your permission, I'd just like to share an piece of information.
Sure.
This has been a request which has been coming to us from so many people over the years. We will be conducting regular weekly classes on Indian philosophy. So
Mhm.
every Saturday, 9 to 10 in English, we'll be picking up different topics of spiritual importance and which are very valuable lessons which we can apply in our daily life. That's been the focus of Ataha at Madhvacharya for the youth. So
Sure.
please, we are going to be announcing the schedule shortly, but the first session will be on the 9th of May. So to make it convenient across time zones, we'll be having it 9 to 10, that is Indian Standard Time. And of course, the recording of that will be available. So we have thought about the first 10 sessions, but
Sure.
please feel free to let us know on any of the contacts that we mentioned about
Yeah.
any topic that you would like us to cover. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Once you send the details, Sundar, I will also publish that in our WhatsApp group, and perhaps we can share the Zoom link as well, or whichever link. And then, of
Yes.
course, people who wish to join, we will do
Yes.
so. And of course, we'll have many more discourses specifics to our things as well, and
Sure.
we'll continue this. Thank you so much once again, Sundarji. Hare Srinivasa.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Hare Srinivasa, thank you very much.
ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.